Oh man. Right. Here
I told him
I've
he's
got
got.
a contract signed and sealed, but doesn't know.
Oh, they're in the pits.
Anyway. Really? That's some crazy stuff.
Unbelievable.
Alright. Oh, I've got to set this. Alright, there we go. I guess some best, that'd be good.
17 and a half minutes to go. They're running a tightrope.
Not quite. Also, I wouldn't advise running tight ropes
Why not?
or walking on flat matter.
No.
We are at Jeddah. It's a terrible track. It's a terrible, terrible track. First car out the pits is the Williams, the lone Williams, Matt Copper 97. He hasn't got a teammate for the first race this season, though his main teammate wasn't here for the first round this season as well. No reserves to fill in though, so he will be running on his own for the Williams outfit. He's got his Mercedes Academy drivers alongside him, but for how long I'm not too sure. This might be a bloodbath going into the first sector. Or it has been previously anyway.
Well, Matt Coper, practically on his own, has got Williams into P5 in the constructors. I say practically on his own. I mean,
It is on his own.
yes, he
No,
has,
that's
just
points.
on his own. Yeah.
He's been immediately overtaken on the outlap by Callum, who is returning Tier 2 champion and the current team owner of Alfa Romeo. He's also currently a reserve, so that kind of shows we're on thin grounds with drivers here, lacking a couple, only 16 in the lobby, and a couple of reserves being called upon. So I don't know if that's just the fact no one wanted to drive Jeddah, or just unlucky timing. But either way, actually there'll be a 17th because Shuey's joining at the end of qualifying, so there will be 17 drivers. The second Red Bull turning up for the first race this season. He missed the first 2 rounds, and you'd be expecting him to be fighting for the championship. Although Toppy with a pretty dominant lead already after 2 rounds, he's taken 2 wins and I believe fastest laps in both rounds. Although that might be
He has, yeah, he has.
flawed. 59 points for the 59 points for the AlphaTauri driver. He has pretty single-handedly brought AlphaTauri up to P2 currently in the constructors' standings, only behind Ferrari, who are they once again have both their main drivers in attendance. As Callum is the first through Sector 1, and as a formality he sets the purple sector and is that immediately beaten by Matt, maybe? Doesn't seem like it, or someone behind him.
No, Matt's on you sector 2. Half the drivers.
As I switch back to
on
Callum,
that.
caution's in sector 2. He has no front wing, so maybe a bit out of practice. The Alfa Romeo team principal. He's made a mistake clearly through sector 2, and the car's paid the price for it. He's just got to limp back around to the pits now and try and stay out of anyone's way. As BRT Jacob, also his first race of the season for Alpine. Alpine now with their 4th driver of the season, having run Sir with Face and James Petty in the first round, and then James Petty and who would have been in the second round? James Petty and Real Pixel. So finally their main driver's turned up, and hopefully he could be one to take the fight to Toppy, although we've seen how taking the fight to the Toppy went for anyone else.
He's been so dominant so far.
As Jacob comes up to the line, set a banker lap time. It's on the medium tyres, interestingly, and I don't know how I've only just clocked that, but it's a second off the pace of Ferrari's and the second Alfa Romeo. Chaz 2.5 seconds back, so that's clearly not much of a clean lap for him. And Matt was the first to cross the line after that mistake from Callum, but he's not currently provisional
Sheehan goes into
and currently
second.
displaced again. So the Ferrari driver, who's so far been disappointing this season, his teammate with 2 second places and quite a formidable standing in the Drivers' Championship, only behind Toppy. Sheehan's got quite a lot to prove, and Jeddah might be the place to do it. Although, I mean, pick your moments. If you turn up at Jeddah and nowhere else, it'll be quite interesting to see how this whole race goes for everyone. As Kourkounakis, that's not a representative time for him, nor is that really a representative time for ST Plays in 6th position. A lot of cautions as drivers try to get out of the way. It's a very tight circuit. Good portion of the corners are very blind. Not
Ducky could get an okay lap here.
Car ahead of you.
And he gets himself into 6th.
Too. There's a retirement through sector 1, so High Caliber's made a mistake, and if we run along with Ducky F1 maybe through the first sector, we might be able to see where that car went off. It looks like through turn 4 you may have got a snap of oversteer, and the outside wall seems to be where that blip ended up. So Bentz goes top of the timing charts though. No yellows for the sector he was heading through, and he's 3 seconds up on Bars in the Alfa Romeo. He's got provisional pole. Toppy yet to set a lap time, and he is not, I don't think he's left the pits yet. Bram not currently here, so he disconnected. I wonder if I should quickly invite him actually. I don't know. We'll see until we get closer, because he is apparently starting from the back along with his teammate Shuey, but Shuey said he would join off Bram, so if Bram's not here, might need to give either of them an invite closer to the end of this qualifying session. But either way,
no laps, no faster laps have really been given right now, apart from Kourkounakis does get a lap slightly quicker, but it still will put him at the bottom of those that have got a lap on the board. James Petty on his lap now. First sector, 33 seconds. Still caution coming up.
that is the Ferrari of Bentziaxo going quite slowly through the last couple of sectors he's had through. I wonder if he's trying to recuperate some battery to go again, or if he is just going very slowly on his way back to the pits. It looks like he is heading back to the pits, but it's a rather slow pace to be doing it at.
Kourkounakis has sort of been left
as well there.
He's sort of been left by those that have set a lap. James Petty now coming into the final sector.
He flies into the last corner. Bit of a wiggle under braking. I'm not sure if that was really, he was fighting the nose of the car to get turned in, but DRS is active. He heads up to the line. Is it clean enough? It's clean enough, I suppose. 2.6 seconds off of Bentziaxo on provisional pole, and Kourkounakis sets a time that he'd be a lot happier with. He overtakes a couple of cars who've set times and into ninth position for
Callum.
Kourkounakis
Gets a very good lap into 7th.
But
very strong lap from him.
Ironically, the duck between Ducky and Callum is quite a large amount of time, and no one's really slotted into there. Callum's just off the back of Mikhail in P6, but Jacob's holding firm, 1.3 seconds off provisional pole on the medium tyre, so he has clearly pace in that car, and there's clearly pace in Jacob. It's just, can he get it all hooked up over one lap, since he's now on the soft tyres. More yellows through sector 1, as I think that's Sheehan heading through. It's the other Ferrari causing yellow sectors just by heading slowly. Kourkounakis is out, so where would that be? Just at the start of sector 3 it looks like. he's just not turned left at a left-hander. Maybe there was a snap on the, he's got caught up on the curb. But that's disappointing because it's looking like he's getting into the rhythm of things, starting to be on the pace, maybe with those around him. But now he's not going to be able to improve. I do wonder just who will be able to improve, because Luigi Sven down, he's not set a time yet.
It's pretty sloppy session so far.
And that's a purple sector 1, barring any glitches in my game, which seem plentiful nowadays. But purple sector 1 for Luigi Sven. He has been on a roll in the last couple of races, really. Not where you'd have expected him to be. Quite close to the upper echelons of the points, especially being a combined tier now instead of being split across 1, 2 or 3 as it used to be. It's a purple sector 2 as well, so Luigi Sven is flying.
Jacob's
the straight line speed
gone
through sector 3 though.
1 second quicker, and he's now in his sector 3. This could be a very strong lap for him.
He's got Jacob behind him, so Luigi Sven will cross the line, and then we'll have to cut straight back to Jacob, who could be on for provisional pole here with this run, as Luigi Sven up to the line. And it's a 6th position for Luigi Sven. But behind him, Jacob goes P2. So Jacob, 35 hundredths of a second off of Benziaxo on provisional pole. So there's a good battle shaping up here. And I just wonder whether or not Luigi Sven's first 2 sectors were purple, or if they were just maybe... I'm not too sure. Either way, that is a respectable time to put in P6, but I guess a second off of P5, so there's a couple of sections of this grid that are really spread out, as we have yellows, but I think that's for someone stopping. Yeah, that's to let someone through.
Rares is going quicker than his previous lap time, albeit by less than a 1/10, but any time gained counts in these qualifyings. He's only 2/10 off of Jacob.
I mean, it does come down to fractions. We can see it there with Bents to Jacob. It's hardly anything that separates them, and as Rares comes up to the line, it's an improvement, but not quite enough to...
Sheehan could get Rares as well. He's on a better lap time.
Sheehan comes up to the line. Is it?
And he moves into 3rd.
P3 provisionally. Ferrari once again looking very strong as a pairing. And everyone is, well, mostly everyone now heading back to the pits to shape up for one last flyer as Chaz crosses the line and moves up to P9. So again, now we've only got one McLaren driver as well, so only one chance for McLaren to have a better day than they've had recently. As someone says my mic's buzzing. Brilliant. And that's not really important, that I've just seen. A bit of a track infringement there, but I'm not sure Chaz was on a flyer anyway. He was not, so not
She had gone off to sector 3.
He's not.
Will he be
on
quicker?
a flyer either. Everyone's just attempting to get back.
Are you sure he's not on a flyer? He is not. 19 seconds. Just slower.
Now, Bram is here. He's on his outlap. He's got one shot to do something. I wonder if... Ooh. Getting a bit
Bram
out of
thinks it's
shape.
Eminem. One
I
shot.
wonder if he is.
You're not
Bram
missing your chance
thinks
to
he's,
blow. Ooh, a little bit of a snap
has the
there, and
front
something
brake.
comes off his car. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wonder if he is just trying to bin it.
I think he is. Seen a little spin from him there.
As he heads into the
Little bit
pits
loss of
with
control.
conviction, let's put it that way. But yeah, so Bram predictably starting last, or as last as he can get considering high caliber DNF before him, so that'll be 15th I assume for Bram. And I'm going to now quickly, before they all head out for one last lap, See if I can invite Shuey if he's on, maybe, or not. I mean, I'm looking through, but he might not even be Xbox. I'm losing my mind. I don't know at this point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he is.
You can put some background music on to mask over the buzzing.
Is there actually buzzing? Do you know?
There was last time, but then it was overshadowed by me. No, I know it's not me. And I said to Matt, because obviously Matt's watching because he's not focusing.
I was just waiting for that to load and it wasn't actually loading. Right.
James is on a better lap. Or
Where
better
is
first
it?
sector at least.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Hang on. Oh.
You have mic buzzing on or something.
Anyway. Alright. So James Petty on a fly. He's gone out early. He's seen
Toppy also is going for the first challenge.
Bar, I think that's ST Plays on an outlap. So James Petty's on a pretty fast lap, assuming there's no silly glitch with my timings that pop up, but it looked like it said it was purple in that sector. He's just got to navigate ST Plays. He gets out of the way kind of nicely, kind of hugs the inside wall though, which could be the racing line. James Petty up to the line. It was quite a big improvement on his first two sectors, but is it enough to pull him out of 11th? Just about 4.5 tenths gained, only just really enough to pull him ahead of Ducky and into the top 10.
Everyone is fighting for clean air.
Huh. How do I get...
Coming up to the end of this qualifying. So many people are right near each other.
I'm losing my mind, aren't I? Yep.
Luigi,
No,
Matt, Rares, Sheehan, all very close together. Maybe not as much Sheehan, but...
So Toppy also retired, so he's going to be starting ahead of Bram, but also at the back. So a couple of last to first attempts going on here. Toppy's done it before, and it's definitely a track where it could be possible, although maybe you're asking a bit too much.
I think we'll be blessed with a couple of overtakes
sector, but that
on
can't
this.
be right. Every time I switch to someone going through a sector, pretty much it goes purple, so it must be bugged for me.
For who?
Me.
As in, who should...
As in, I've seen Luigi go through two sectors and it was they were both purple. I've seen James Petty go through one and it was purple, and I've seen Callum go through one and it was purple, and none of them I think were purple by what they then put in as a finished lap.
Yeah. Jacob is on a very quick sector one. Oh no, never mind. Don't worry. Ignore me.
I'm getting very good at that, so it's fine.
Matt
Benson's
is 2 tenths quicker.
He's heading up to sector 3. He'll cross the timing line, and we'll see that. So it's 1.8 tenths down. So he's got some time to find. You wonder if maybe there was a little mistake out of the last corner that he could rectify and find some time there, but it's very difficult to set a time like that with a mistake. He's going to absolutely throw it through the last corner and attempt to get something out of this lap. And as he heads up to the line, we're looking
Jacob
at
could get bent.
no improvement by... Yeah, again, he's crossed the line. It says it's a purple sector, but I'm not sure I believe it. Although maybe it was, because he did gain quite a lot through there. So
it's going to be close between
plausible.
Jacob and Bents. Jacob is around half a tenth quicker than he was before. This is going to be huge.
As Matt
with the fastest
Copper,
lap.
provisional pole. Sheehan up to the line. Can he displace Matt at the top? Is there enough in it? No, he displaces Jacob, but Jacob, if he's not, I think he made a mistake. Jacob's made a mistake.
Yeah.
So he's, I mean, clearly disappointed with himself because he was on for Rares second. Rares second in the Alfa Romeo. So he takes the second position off of the Ferraris. The Ferraris just have to settle for a second row lockout. Rares only half a tenth off of pole as well, so Matt puts on pole for Williams, the sole Williams driver, and followed by Rares in the Alfa Romeo, and then it's a Ferrari Ferrari 3-4. They lock out the second row. It's a very good performance for them. Jacob won't be too pleased. He had pace in him, but P5 was all he could muster. Luigi in P6, he'll take that. That's a solid showing for him. Mikel P7, and then Chaz, Callum and ST round out the top 10, with then Ducky and James Petty, the last two drivers who finished this qualifying session with representative laps. Of course then Korkamalakis, unfortunate to retire, but he did get a lap on the board, unlike High Caliber down in last position. And I wonder if
there were big games at the end there, big games
to join or not.
A lot of drivers at
Because
the
if
end.
he is, he should be in now, or he won't get in the race.
Love to see the diversity in the drivers here. Love to see it. Getting the best drivers from all across the world. Pretty inspirational for our younger generations.
Like Bram had desync issues by the looks of it.
Oh, everyone's migrating from the session.
Oh yeah, I forgot we are swapping sessions. I've just screenshotted something for no reason.
And also, full stream to stop the buzzing from happening.
Oh yeah. I don't think that'll fix the buzzing, but it should.
Oh, not the buzzing, not the buzzing.
You sounding stupid.
Yeah. Oh, well, that won't stop that.
I mean,
the mute button.
You need all the help you can get, mate. But
the mute button.
I think this might work.
The mute button would stop me. From us.
I don't know why my game is closed, because I don't think I closed it. I've just managed to stop the stream somehow. Oh no, it's playing again. Well, that's brilliant.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That is truly outstanding.
And things lying to me. Alright. Yeah, it'll be a while. I've got to load my game back in. Maybe that was why it was paused, because my game was closed. That makes sense. Because of my ancient fridge. Well, it's not a fridge, is it?
Yeah.
My ancient pre-fridge. The fridge predecessor.
Yep. I can invite you to this dear fixture. This racing.
Yeah, I've been invited by like 4 people now.
Oh.
Doesn't help you sending me another one, I've still not loaded in.
Well, that is easy.
Right.
I have just double checked. It is your buzzing.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean by double check? Do you mean you've just basically listened to the stream and you can hear buzzing?
As in, I've muted on the stream and waited, and then I heard me. Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. Well, I'll unplug my mic and see if that changed anything, but that will.
Hopefully it does.
Done it now. Oh, it's not even worked.
I'm just testing to see if my voice is
There we
glitching
go.
or.
I'm back. Exists. Right. Before we get in,
It's still
I'm gonna
glitching.
quickly go do something. Yeah, I'll swap my controllers. Hang on.
No. "16 people in now."
What about that? Oh, you can't even hear me with this one. Oh no, you can. Right.
Yeah, it's so glitchy. My voice is so glitchy, man.
Your voice
Yeah.
on the stream. What? You just told me it was mine.
No, you've got the
Hell.
buzz. You've got the.
Is it still buzzing?
I'll have a look. Oh, I've just turned it off. Hold on.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
Man.
this is technical difficulties right now. We'll leave and rejoin the party.
Right. Is that going to fix it? No.
Shall I
But
leave and rejoin the party?
we'll roll anyway. The show must go on.
Toby,
What show you might ask? I'm not sure either. Right.
Toby, could you?
Go for it. Leave, but I don't know if I'll end up inviting you back. Right, I'll be back in a second. So, why on earth am I not in? What has occurred? Oh, it said it was starting, and it's not starting. Okay, I'm just losing the plot. It's fine. Alright, back in a minute. Alright, how wrong has it gone then?
could not hear myself in the stream for a good 5 minutes there.
I don't think you were talking because I couldn't hear you either.
What? Oh. So glitchy.
Oh, I don't know how to sort it. I tried the one thing I could think of and it didn't work, so
Well,
brilliant.
but it's not going to be a pleasurable viewing experience.
Well, it just won't be a pleasurable listening experience for like 1% of it.
No, it's annoying, the glitchiness, but as long as I'm not talking.
You're not talking, it's fine.
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, maybe turn me down slightly more because you can hear me a little bit more than he can hear you.
Sure. I mean, I'm now not
I'm on 1.
but it's fine.
Yep.
Right, here we go. I think we have the grid. We should have the grid. I mean, yeah, we definitely have the grid. But Shuey's here, so yeah, we got a nice fight between 3 fast people and trying to get past everyone else, which could take them a while if the people in front of them stay in front of them and don't end up meeting some walls a lot faster than they'd want to. Could be interesting.
Just wait on that now.
Could be carnage. I suppose I have to wait and see if Matt ever wants to load. Tut tut tut. Disappointed in you, honestly.
He said these guys embarrassing.
Why have I been invited to parties? That's a bit. That's unrealistic. Anyway. Let's have a gander at the race director, shall we? See where people will be starting. So, good portion of the front runners looking for the mediums by the looks of things. A lot of soft runners everywhere else, assuming that they're not going to update them later, well, in a couple of seconds. Looks like hards for Luigi. He's very good at taking those hards quite a long way into the race, so I wonder if he'll be able to hold on to the 5 in front of him.
Luigi loves the hard.
That's not very nice. PG, PG.
No, I don't think that's how you say it. I think it's Luigi, not PG.
I mean, I would say it's only you laughing, but that's not even a laugh, is it? Here we go, to 5 red lights, and it is Matt Copper on pole for Williams as we are underway, and we're going to have to watch this start. Provides a spinner at the back, interestingly, and I think that was Bram, actually, not Shuey. So
no, it's Toppy, I think.
But
Maybe.
Oh
no, it'll be Bram, never mind.
Off the race start, as he looks see-through, but as we head through this section, this could be where it all goes wrong, and somehow it looks like we might have cars still on the track.
Chaz went wide, and that is dangerous. And Chaz
and I need to bring up
and
the track
Ducky
map. And this
Ducky
looks like Ducky is in
a wall, yeah.
Something.
Toppy's already up to 10th.
Yeah, there we go. I've got the UI sorted, and we are running along with the Alfa Romeo. He's on the soft tyres, I think, and he's going to be looking to make. He's not. He's on the mediums, so I mean, it was right there in front of me. I need to get some eyes, don't I?
Oh.
Yellow's in sector 2. Somebody
Toppy,
may be getting
Toppy, yeah.
Curb, it looks
Instant
like.
with Toppy, I think.
Chaz drops to 15th, so not a good showing for McLaren once again. Does Ducky have a front wing? I assume he does not. Oh, he does, to be fair. But here we go. Bent's down the inside, maybe? Ooh, almost contact between Bent and Ferraris, but Ferraris has to drop back because the Ferrari's got a better line through that last corner, and now he's going to be on the back of the Williams driver. And this could be the lead sorted already as Bent goes to the inside, and he has shown some pace through this qualifying, consistent pace to put in 3 very fast times, and he's already ahead of Matt, who's looks like he might be struggling. He's fallen into the clutches of Ferraris very quickly off the start, and now he's already behind Bent, Tiago and the Ferrari. BRT Jacob ahead of Ferraris now as well, so maybe Ferrari's got a bit out of shape and Jacob's looking to make positions up here. Sheehan, just looking at on the back of them, he's once again not wanting to get involved. He doesn't need any damage this early on, and he's on the hard compound, so the longer he can stick with them, the more it's going to benefit his own race. Shui up 10 positions already. He's in P7 as he goes up the inside of Mick, maybe, or he already had the position, I'm not too sure. But he's got a little bit of a time gap to bridge between him and 6th position, but I'm willing to bet he'll cover it pretty quickly, and it's
Matt
just a
could be
case
going
of
for
how
Bent
quickly
here.
can Toppy and Bram get through the field. Bram's
Sitting
still last
behind right now, and he is just following Bent's line. But he could go for another move on this straight here. And he's looking on the outside, but it's just not quite enough.
He's not willing to use the RS as much.
Chaz, DNF.
Chaz is out, so it looks like he's hit the wall maybe on the exit of second to last corner, if you don't count that kink in the straight as a corner. And Jacob has the fastest lap. He's on the medium tyres, which is the same compound as those ahead of him. Toppy now with the fastest lap, so he's looking to make progress. Someone who isn't making progress is Bram, and I'm not quite sure why. He is here by the looks of things, so I wonder if he had to box early, but he's on the softs, as are a number of those further back in the grid. Luigi dropping a couple of positions, that's not ideal for him. He was hoping to stick with the runners at the front.
Toppy is so quick, he's catching that.
Mick here might need to defend because he's got ST Plays on his diffuser. ST Plays looking to swoop round this corner and get a good exit. Maybe a bit of a snap though. Now he might be in trouble because Luigi is behind him, and there's no bit of team orders that could come into play. Although ST is on the soft compound, so really he should be making the positions up here, and it's all on him to get the moves done, as Toppy's bearing down on all of them. Toppy's right on the back of Luigi. He's going to swoop to the inside of the first Mercedes. Is he going to be able to stay there though? He can't. Almost pushing one of the Mercedes through the corner into the other maybe. And that's forced Luigi to be off his line and out of shape. And now it looks like ST Players is going to be the next full victim to the Toppy and the Toppy Masterclass once more. As he's going to just hit that apex and get a better drive than ST Plays. There's nothing he could do about it. And Mick looks like he's
a big battle for first.
To stay ahead
huge
as well.
Battle for first between Jacob, Matt, and Bent. Matt, I think, got the move on Bent, but then drops back, and now Jacob's in the battle. But now he's
is there maybe a spinner? We've got Callum spun maybe, and Mick spun as well. So Callum lost a couple of positions from some contact, it seems, but Mick's the big loser, I think. He'll have heard that quite a lot, I reckon. But he's down in... I feel quite bad for that, I apologise. But he's down in 13th position now, and he was looking quite good there ahead of both Mercedes drivers.
Malakis goes to the overtake on Callum and gets it. Or does he? Callum just on the outside there,
Callum's
but no.
trying to carry more speed around the outside, but can he keep his foot in? Doesn't look like he can, and Korkalakis on faster compound. He's got positions to make up, and he's done a good job of it so far.
Oh, Callum.
Up 3 positions. Callum cuts the corner, so Callum's struggling a bit, maybe out of practice. He's got James Petty on his gearbox now. James Petty, if he can try and swoop through these corners, get the inside line, but is he going to use the ERS to do so? I don't think he is, and now maybe they're a bit out of shape, and he does get out of shape there. Callum once again misjudging one of the braking zones, and he's lost another position. As this could be the battle. This could be a battle here. Toppy and Shui out of the last corner. Shui holds 6th position, Toppy holds 7th, but Toppy has DRS, and he's got 50% DRS to work with. Shui has more, but is he going to fight it? Or does he think it's already... there's nothing he could do? DRS and done by the end of the straight. Toppy takes the position. Shui maybe just going to follow him. They're both on the same compound, so they could end up holding each other up if one's not quite going as fast as the other feels they can through a certain section of the track.
Just notice Jacob is now ahead of Matt. With those front four very close together, she had not far behind. Be an interesting battle. Especially considering the Ferraris
on the race director
are second in the constructors. Or are they
saw on the race director that Matt went for the mediums immediately. So it looks like he defaulted to the softs. Matt picked for the mediums, but then went back to the softs. So that strategy doesn't look like it's working too well for him. The softs already starting to pay in comparison to the pace on the mediums that Jacob and Bence are showing. Or maybe that's just a case of Matt can't quite compete, and that qualifying lap was just to show that he has the pace, but does he lack the consistency?
Shui is right behind Toppy here.
Behind him.
It's a massive...
Yellow's in sector 1, it looks like...
Huge battle here going on.
Ducky's DNF, so Ducky's hit the wall at the same place High Caliber did.
Toppy and Shui neck and neck.
Time,
Shui?
Shui gets the position, but crucially, Shui got the position after the DRS detection point. Before the DRS detection point. So now Toppy is going to be the one with the DRS. Toppy's going to be the one with the advantage, and he looks to take that inside line again. No
Sorry to interrupt you, but Bence
Shui.
and Jacob are right side by side. Bence is now in the lead. Can Jacob get that position back? Matt is right behind him, as well as Juarez. But it looks like Bence will take that pole position.
And is that a full safety car? We've got ST Plays, I think it is, off in the exit road of turn 1. So he's gone straight on and he has no front wing left. So must have been contact there into the braking zone. But we have a VSC for this, and Bram's going to dive into the pits. He's pretty well placed to do so, but of course not very well placed on the track altogether. He's going to need something bigger than just a well-timed VSC to bring him back into this race. And that's just going to neutralise everything for those ahead, which is Bence, Jacob, Matt, Rares, and Sheehan's dropped back, so those hard tyres, he couldn't quite stay with the top, with the front four, but of course not a big gap, 4.23 seconds, give or take, whatever the delta hands in by the time, as we have we have drive-through penalty for Brown. So we go green again, we are racing, and Brown wasn't under his delta, so it just gets worse for the Red Bull driver. He's in 15th as it stands, last of the runners, and he's got to go through that pit lane to serve a penalty. But here we go into turn 1 with those ahead, and as we look back to the last corner, Korkamalakis looks like he got a position off James Petty, but he gets a little bit too greedy on the power. That front end just skipping out, not where he'd want it to be, and he's going to lose the position. So Korkamalakis did well to gain the position, but just couldn't quite get the traction he wanted. And those soft tyres, maybe that is indicative of those soft tyres falling off a cliff. As Matt is not
nearing another overtake, but he's just behind James Petty. He has gone up 3 positions so far this race, into points now, and he's not far off James there. Can he follow the line?
Now I don't know if this is just me who, if I'm just thinking things, or if you know it full well. I don't think you listen to me, do you?
About
even
what?
Remotely. You don't listen to me, do you? You just look at the timing charts and look for something while I'm talking.
Why?
As soon as I stop talking, you try and say something. Because I've just spoke for a good sector about Korkamalakis and James Petty. The moment I stop talking about him, you go, oh, and Korkamalakis and James Petty.
I just wanted to agree with you there. Brilliant from him. And as well, Shui goes ahead of Toppy. Shui's now gained 11 positions, whilst Toppy has gained 7, but they'll be looking for more, no doubt.
Once again, Shui gets ahead before that DRS detection zone. So Toppy is the one who gets the benefit of that rear wing opening, and once again he'll get that position before the braking zone for turn 1. So Shui is fighting back, and it's becoming quite a ding-dong battle between the two drivers, just swapping positions, but it's not quite working the way Shui might want it.
James gets
As every
ahead
time
of
he takes that
Korkamalakis.
position off of Toppy, he just loses it immediately on the next straight. And could that be tactical? I'm not too sure. I don't think that really plays into his hands too much, both on the soft tyres, so not sure what the reasoning behind that is there.
I've got to say though, Korkamalakis 3 positions.
But James
good race from him.
James Petty is very, very out of shape on that curb, and now Korkamalakis to the inside. There's a bit of a squeeze and they bang wheels. Not really the room he'd wanted to be left there, but he goes to the inside. James Petty tries to swoop round the outside, and he does so. So James Petty keeps that position after getting that car all offline through the first sector, riding the curb, and
Boris could go for a move on Matt here. Can he get the inside? He goes for it, and he loses control on the inside. Matt goes round the outside, and Matt retakes the position. Well, that could have been a podium for Rares right now if he could have just kept control.
Because that was pretty crucial for Rares' race. He had to get past Matt there, I think, because Matt's starting to fall off a little bit on those soft tyres. He's just falling back almost out of a second, and the moment he does, Rares is in trouble because he needs that DRS off of those front-running cars. And if he can't slingshot his way past Matt and back into that front contention, then he could be looking at missing out on a podium finish here. So that's why you see it, he's rinsed the DRS in an attempt to get past the end of that straight, but Matt just wasn't. Well, there wasn't a lot Matt could do, but then on the exit it was just a mistake from Rares, made Matt keep the position. He has got to be careful, the number 29. He's got to pick his moments a little bit. Well, he's got to execute it better when he picks his moments to strike. And he will get another one here, but he's a bit further back than he might want to be, as we have a caution in Sector 1, and it looks like that's Korkamalakis, the other Haas driver. So both Haas's have been in now incidents with the walls, seems, more than anything else.
Jacob
that's a shame for Korkamalakis, because he was on the top 10.
He's on 95% ERS, whereas Bence is only on 32%, and Jacob's only half a second off. So this could be huge for Jacob, as he looks to get a better exit there, and he could go for a move here on the first straight. That's definitely
it doesn't
technical
look like he's
words.
just close enough, but maybe that outside might be able to work. Doesn't seem so. Bence defends the inside, then moves back to the braking point, and he just keeps it. He keeps the position and keeps his car nicely under control and in the right parts of the racetrack to defend. But Jacob is really playing the long game here, as you say, and it looks like it's a couple of drivers' pit windows maybe. I'm trying to suss out what the little icon that's gone blue on the telemetry means. I think we figured that red is teammates in the pit, so indicative of a double stack. There's yellow, so is that Sheehan? Sheehan's off, I think. He is. So Sheehan at the round the beginning of turn, well, I'm not sure what turn that would be, but it's Sector 2. The beginning of Sector 2. So he's gone off and maybe ridden that curb and gone a bit too deep, but he's now behind Toppy and Shuey, and crucially nowhere near where he'd wanted to be off the back of those front four.
Boris gets an overtake on Matt using the DRS. Crucial overtake there.
He's got that overtake done. He needed to get that done, and he's done a good job of doing it. But now Matt's going to get DRS himself, so Matt's going to be coming straight back at him, and he might have slightly worn tyres, but when it comes to going down the straight, Matt has got the ERS to play with, and it looks like he's just going to get it done, although a bit deep from Matt. Rara's taking that apex well. Matt's going to try and swoop round, take as much speed as he can, keep that DRS, and he's going to pit. So Matt was just not liking those soft tyres. They're beginning to. So I suppose that maybe it's a pit window then, that little icon, if it goes blue. Not sure. Nah, either way. Matt pits. It's interesting to see where he can come out, but Toppy again maintains position over Shuey going into turn 1. I wonder if they did swap and re-swap on the end of this that last lap. I'm not too sure.
Hold up. Jacob's ahead of Bence.
So he got it done, so Bence is losing time now, it seems, and his teammates in the pit, so Sheehan going off those hard tyres, maybe he's having to put a new front wing on, you know. I'm not too sure, but it's not ideal for Sheehan. that consistency that his teammates had with 2 second place finishes, it's not been reciprocated on his side of the garage. So, and it's not going well from here either. Bent's once again fighting at the front, and Sheehan seems to be just fighting with his own inconsistency. Burrows has dropped quite a way back though, so fighting with Matt clearly has hurt his race. He's 3.4 off the back of Bent's, who has DRS on Jacob. Jacob with all the ERS in the world to defend, but does he need to defend? Is he going to defend? Doesn't look like he's going to yet, and Bent's getting a little bit wriggly on the exit as he tries to get the power down. Seen a lot of that where the front just oversteps and just got to keep it in check, but Bent's to the inside. Bent's to P1 as it stands. And Jacob seems just content with sitting back into P2, so I wonder what his game plan is. It doesn't look like he's being held up too much. So we'll see once they cycle back round through the pits and Matt comes out, because really that'll be what tells us how things have gone, because both Shuey and Toppy have pit now off the soft tyres. If Matt cycles out convincingly in front of both Jacob and Bent's, then you know that Jacob really was losing time behind Bent's, and that strategy wasn't a good call from him to not at least use some ERS to try and keep the position.
Callum's in a pit again. Ideal for him.
Toppy going for a move on James Petty through the first sector. This could go very badly. Toppy with a 3-second penalty for track limits, it seems. And now Shuey's got past James Petty as well, so James just rode that curb and the ride height didn't do any favours. He's just gone straight on. But in doing so, Toppy's been forced offline himself, and he's got a 3-second penalty for track limits. So Toppy, that could come back to bite him come the end of the race. Because he's got to stay, well, he's got to get 3 seconds ahead of whoever's behind him, which is currently Shuey, and that will be an ask. That
Jacob now goes into first because Bent's is in the pits.
Bent's boxes. So now Jacob's got clean air, and he's got that ERS, where if he just...
Matt is now ahead of Luigi.
He's just going to dump the battery. He's getting a little bit wriggly again. A lot of people just getting a little bit too greedy on the throttle. Jacob there out of the first little section doing the same, and Shuey gets the position off of Toppy, but we know what might be coming. It's the same DRS detection point, and once again Toppy will get DRS, and he'll have the ERS as well. Although, does he even need to use it? He does not. By the time we get to our lights and then to the braking zone, Toppy regains the position.
Matt is starting to get away from Luigi, as Luigi's got the 12 lap old hards. Matt will just be looking to maybe try and solidify his third spot. He's 20 seconds off of Bent's.
20 laps off of Bent's. Wow, I mean
that's a poor race.
13 laps into a race and he's 20 laps off. Damn.
That's how good Bent's is.
That's impressive, that. But yeah, you can see BRT Jacob, he knows that he needs to build a gap. He's got to get the in lap that he needs to come out ahead, and just be mindful of that undercut from the Ferraris. So he's used a good portion of his ERS, and he comes into the pits off of those medium tyres. Bent's on the softs. Interesting strategy from him. I wonder if he'll be taking those softs to the end from here. I assume he'll try his best. And it's the softs for Jacob as well, so of course that's going to help him, because this could be touch and go though. Jacob, no, it won't be touch and go. Jacob comes to the end of the pit lane and Bent's has got him comfortably, so there must have been a mistake there on that in lap. He did use a lot of ERS to try and solidify that position. It's not worked for him. Shuey now with the fastest lap. Matt with quite old medium tyres, all things considered. He's got the... He's going to be taking those to the end as well, you'd assume, and he's got Jacob 4 tenths behind him, so that's a position that he's imminently going to be losing, you'd assume. Luigi P4, those hard tyres starting to feel quite a bit of pain, and he will be boxing rather swiftly for the softs. Probably the best strategy for him. He's got to take him quite a long way though. The soft tyres seemingly not particularly durable, as we saw from Matt's stint. Well, Matt still had some pace though. There was a couple of drivers in the midfield who were starting to struggle a lot more than Matt was. Matt losing a position there. Bram getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So it's really not been Bram's day. He's got all manner of penalties now as he boxes off onto some medium tyres.
This is not going to be ideal for Red Bull.
Back off of Jacob.
However, Shuey could get some good points
to the
on the board
outside
here.
or the inside. No, he sticks behind him, number 97. He's got an Alpine in his sights and he's got DRS to shape up a move. BRT Jacob, he just shifts to the inside. He knows that's where Matt wants to be. And Matt's just not close enough. Jacob's got all the DRS to just get the traction he needs out of the corner. And then by the time Matt starts to gain on him with that extra horsepower, there's just too much of a gap for him to regain. So Shuey gets a position off of Toppy into turn 1. So Shuey finally deciding, do you know what, this hasn't been working after maybe like 6 laps of doing exactly the same thing. He's going to take the position off Toppy. We have cautions in sector 1 for someone, maybe is that James Petty? No, he's pitting, so there's lost position for someone in sector 1. Not too sure who it is. It may be High Caliber, possibly. Looks like that would make sense. But that could possibly get in the way because High Caliber has to get out of the way, causes the blue flags. But his car gets in the view of the front runners. Bent's going to be the first to get past. Then Jacob and Matt. Matt now out of DRS, so Matt's going to now just be running his own little race here until you'd assume the inevitable force of Shuey and Toppy catch up to them. They make a double overtake on Luigi going into that fast left-hander. Luigi couldn't do anything about that one. Toppy and Shuey up to P5 and 6 respectively, and now Toppy's going to be the one going for that move into the last corner. Bit of DRS chicken maybe, is that what we're seeing here? But Toppy does go through first, and he will be at the disadvantage, as does Luigi pit, because really he should be now, but he doesn't. He's going to stick it out. Oh, it's not Luigi even. Oh, it is Luigi. I'm just blind.
And there's a lot
of back into turn 1.
A lot of manoeuvres going on in that mid-table. Callum catches up with Korkamakis. Recently got a move on James Petty. Now he goes on the outside of Korkamakis. Now it's the inside. And he just side by side. Now gets clear of him.
Caution in sector 1.
And now
1 and 2. There's a Ferrari going slowly. Could it be the Ferrari going slowly?
James sends it in the inside of Korkamakis, who now drops down to 12th. Callum is in points.
Shuey is half a second off of Rares though for P4, so Shuey has that position lined up in front of him.
James gets the position
Rares
back though
just
on
not
Callum.
Got the pace, I think, to keep ahead of both these drivers. And now Shuey's going to get DRS off of. He moves to the outside as Toppy now goes to the inside. So another double overtake maybe. Almost contact. They get so close together there. Shuey up to P4. Toppy up to P5. Does Shuey? He does not. So no DRS help there from Marias for Shuey. As further back as you say, quite a battle going on between Korkalakis and Callum for the lower reaches of the points.
James has left Korkamalakis. So he is trying to make sure he gets points from the board, quite a bit away from Mick and Sheehan. He is on faster laps and fresher laps. Oh my, he's on faster tyres and fresher tyres.
Faster, fresher laps.
I'm on a roll today. But it's going to be difficult to catch up with those two without any incidents happening. But now Callum will try and look on the outside of Korkamalakis. And he's going to be able to get the move done.
To defend, really. So he's got that red light blinking, less than 10% battery. And Callum has all the battery to work with. Oh, a little bit of a snap again. So that front end's just not sticking to the road. He's not getting the aero he needs. Korkalakis. It's been a similar mistake made by a couple of drivers, and Rares has done a very good job because he's stuck to the back of Shuey and Toppy, and I'm not sure I expected him to, being on the hard tyres compared to those two medium runners. But now he's got DRS, and I think he's gonna, he's just switching it off. So he had the opportunity to use DRS and pull closer, but it just wasn't beneficial to him. He didn't really want to get in a fight at that corner, and now he's going to have DRS again, and he is going to use it as Toppy gets a position into the braking zone and past the DRS line, and once again Shuey will get DRS going down through turn 1. So I mean, this is a terrible game of DRS chicken if that's what they're playing here, because it's the same thing over and over again. Rara's maybe looking for a move that's not on. I think he's
Luigi
just
finally pits.
They make progress and he can stay with them.
Luigi finally gets to
pick off maybe Matt Coffer.
Korkamalakis has used all of his battery here.
7th position.
Don't be surprised if he can weed his way into points with his lack of battery.
So Sheehan also one who pit early, but he pit off the hard tyres after that incident he had in Sector 1. So a strategy that hasn't gone well for him. He's got to take these mediums quite a way, at least to the end of this race, as Matt's going to. A little bit longer than those around him. And again, Rars is still there, so they are gaining on Matt. It's a 3.3 second gap. Currently it drops to 3.4 just for a moment. Matt has no DRS to help him, although maybe he did for a second, because there's a couple of drivers. He does. Matt has DRS to help him, so I say he has no DRS to help him, but I'm just waffling, because he's got Bram and High Caliber, both lap runners now, who are giving him doses of DRS down that last straight and up this pit straight. So he's just using that to pull ahead of Toppy and Shuey. Toppy once again first through that DRS zone, and how many times do I have to say it? Shuey will be now the one with DRS down the pit straight, moves to the inside. The move is done before the braking zone.
Well, High Caliber finds his way in 15th now. Bram gets the overtake. It's not going to be the last to first challenge for Bram, or at least the last to first success. And he gets 3-second time penalty again for corner cutting. And this
really
is going to be ugly. And wow, he hits into the wall. He's probably going to retire. He stopped.
Bram is really disappointed with himself there. It really hasn't been his day at all. And it's a shame to see, because he could have been up there with Toppy and Shuey. They're both up in 4th and 5th, and Bram could have been up there with them. But a couple of mistakes, it seems. Couple of, well, the VSC penalty wasn't ideal either, and it's just completely thrown his race strategy off. But Toppy has the position off of Shuey, so that's interesting. They've swapped position in the middle of the lap, which isn't something we've seen, and now Shuey's the one who gets that position going around the last corner, which means Toppy will be that one getting the position out of turn 1. And again, Rarez just has to sit behind him, but he is sitting behind him. He's within the DRS. And Matt has, well, a gap that was 3.8 seconds a couple of laps ago when he had DRS help. It's now dropped back to 2.9, 3 seconds or so. So you can see over a lap he's losing about 8 tenths.
Bram's DNF, yeah, I'm not surprised. It was an awful race for him, and now it's all up to Shuey to get some points on the board and push them up to P3. However, it's going to be difficult with Jacob doing so well in 2nd, and James will be hoping to get 3 seconds clear of Callum, so he keeps his 1 point in 10th. Matt is also carrying the Williams here, hoping to again go into 3rd. It's a big battle from 3rd to 6th in the constructors between Alpine, Red Bull, Williams and Mercedes.
And of course, you'd argue that the surprise package really has been Alpine, with so faced with a opening podium on the first race of the season, and now Jacob here P2 as it stands. So Alpine really could be up there if they keep this going, and Shuey and Toppy swapping again, but they are so much closer to Matt than Matt would hope. As he heads down the straight, Matt has no ERS at all. He was absolutely rinsed in an attempt to stay ahead, but it's not been enough. And as they swap positions once more going into turn 1, Toppy and Shuey, It looks like they're going to be almost within 2 seconds of Matt. And Matt's got, give or take, 4 laps. It's not going to be pretty if he can try and keep him behind. But Shuey's hit the inside wall. Shuey hits the inside wall at turn 4. It's a mistake that we were bigging up before in chat. Like that turn 4, because I said DNF if you hit that too hard. We were saying at Mercedes Academy, you've got to be careful. And Shuey just, it's getting a little bit too greedy maybe, trying to get past Toppy or just get a better view of his line. And he's in that wall, the wheel's gone. There's nothing he could do about it once he makes contact with the inside wall. And there goes his race, there goes Red Bull's race.
And now, seems like Williams and Alpine can...
Matt will be breathing a huge sigh of relief because Rares as well. Rares will be chuffed. He's granted 8 seconds, 1.8 seconds back. But Matt's going to only really look like losing a position now to Toppy when it could have been 2 and arguably maybe could have been 3 had Rares stayed within DRS. But there's something that's really shook up the order now.
Luigi is looking for a move on Sheehan here. And I think he could get it here. Sends it on the inside. No, he's
and it is going to become the inside, I think. Yeah,
miles clear. On the softs, fresh softs. You expect that over a 10-lap-old mediums, and now it's too far to
be really falling off.
It's too far to think about.
But Sheehan's going to look to come back. He's using the DRS that he's given, and to the outside he goes. Can he swoop back in, hit that apex, and maybe get a good enough exit for DRS to be useful for him? Luigi wants that 6th position badly, but does Sheehan want it more? He's just not got the pace on the older tyres, and he swoops to the outside, but he's not laying off on the brakes, or is he? As he tries to take that apex, but Luigi just goes around the outside. He's got that superior grip on the newer tyres, and he can just take that wider line and carry more speed. And 6th position is now nailed in for Luigi Sven, at least for a couple more corners or a sector or so.
A little bit further back there's a lot of action as well. 8th, 9th and 10th.
Mick down the inside, contact with James Petty. James Petty cuts across, but now Mick's going to be out of shape himself. He's got Callum behind him, the Alfa Romeo, maybe looking to shape up a move, but Mick's getting a little bit...
Toppy's made the move on Matt and gets the move.
So it's all kicking off now. Matt now drops to 4th. Toppy's got to get 3 seconds ahead, but with 3 laps to go, you'd think maybe it is possible, but Matt's going to stay within DRS, he's going to swoop around the outside, and he's going to now be in trouble when it comes to defending this position, but you would assume that anyway, given the pace that Toppy's shown. Further back, we've got Callum right on the gearbox of Mikhail. Both of them, I say both of them, James and Mick both struggling for ERS, but Callum's got all of it to play with here. He's got to find the right moment to take this position off of Mick, because you'd think he's got the pace to do it. Or maybe there's because Mick's been pretty fast, but Callum's got the position, so he was in a good enough position to do so, and he's now gonna get DRS still, so
Matt is just losing out to Toppy.
I think that is
now 6/10 off. He's just gonna rely on that DRS, because Toppy has got the ERS on him, only 20% more. But what I have noticed as well is at 2nd place, Jacob is catching on Bentz. Not sure if it will be enough, but that was 3 seconds. He was 3 seconds behind 5-10 laps ago, but it won't be enough.
This is going to be close. Matt is a second there. He's got DRS though, so he crossed that DRS detection zone just before he lost that second.
What happened to Luigi?
Just outside that second gap. So now as he heads through, he's not going to be within a second, so he's not going to get DRS for the straight that he'd really want it.
Luigi drops heavily off of Sheehan. Sheehan with those 12-lap-old mediums now into 6th, and he's out of the DRS from Luigi. Luigi's just constantly losing out.
There, maybe?
I think it was, yeah.
We didn't catch what it was, but he's got to get his head down now, Luigi. Only a couple of laps, or even a lap and a half, really, to go. But he's got faster tyres, and he's got ERS to play with. He's just got to recompose himself and go again.
Well, James is going to look to be 3 seconds ahead of Korkamalakis, and it's just that right now. He'll look to get a little bit safer in that 3 seconds, or even chase down Mick, but I think he'll be happy with the 10th place considering his penalty.
as Rares pits. So he comes out and he's got the gap over Sheehan, but by a marginal amount, really. Well, marginal amount, 3.2 seconds, 3.3 seconds, as Rares gets the power down on new softs. So he realised he wasn't catching Matt, and those tyres he was on were starting to struggle. He was starting to struggle for pace, so he knew that instead of just risking putting it in the wall, which is a very big, it's something that you've really got to be careful of, as Shuey would tell you. And of course Bram and Ducky and Chaz, all four of them falling foul to the close proximity of the walls at Jeddah. Rares just knew that the last thing he needs is for the tyres to let go on him and for him to DNF from 5th position. So he's done the smart thing, he's done the conservative thing, and he'll just come home for 5th now with new soft tyres. Sheehan's not really close enough to threaten him on those old mediums.
I've got to say,
mean Matt's
it is
not got a threat
surprising.
behind him.
3-second penalty for
Bence
Bence.
with a 3-second penalty.
Huge.
That is huge. That is crucial for Bence, because now Jacob doesn't even have to pass him. Jacob with 1.1 second gap, and he's tried to
That is huge. And now Jacob is in the DRS of Bence. Jacob surely should be taking this home for his first race of the season, taking over for Alpine. And James is actually losing out to Kokomakis, so it doesn't look like he's guaranteed the point. But we'll see more on that within this lap. But that is a huge penalty for Bence. Does mean as well that he doesn't gain as much on Toppy as he would have liked, doesn't close down that gap. And also this has been a great race for Matt, as he is going to go into 3rd of the driver standings, and I'd say quite comfortably. What's key is that Matt stays within 3 seconds of Toppy, and he does, and he goes into 3rd. Possum Man 11, we cannot hear you. Chasing down Sheehan. He's in the DRS. Can he get him? He's getting so much on Sheehan, but will he be able to get the overtake?
Oh, my headset.
Sheehan goes a little wide there.
Oh,
Boris with the fastest lap.
over the line, but that doesn't matter.
Luigi
can't get the position. And I have no idea how long you couldn't hear me, but I was just talking to myself.
For a lap.
Ah, that's terrible, that, because that was
Just
a
started
cracking
talking.
little. That was a cracking little altercation, shall we say, between Toppy and that 3-second penalty. Almost managed to edge Matt outside of that 3-second gap, but it just didn't
Toppy
work.
DNF. Wait, Toppy DNF'd?
Wait, hang on a second. What's occurring here? Am I losing
What's
my
going on?
mind? Toppy's down to 10th. How's that happened?
DNF? I'm not sure what.
How's he dropped to 10th? He's DNF. But then DNFing will drop him off of the end of the league. He's still got driver of the day. I'm so confused. I swear he was. Oh, I don't know.
Well, Bram and Shu had such high expectations going for the last to first. And they have gone practically last to last. Very disappointing for the Red Bull. Many penalties as well in this race. Not sure what happened with Toppy, but we'll see. Rares does get fastest lap though, and we still can't hear Hobie Goodall.
I'm not talking.
Oh, that's crazy. Why are you not talking?
So there is your finishing order. We have Jacob takes first position on his first race this season, and Alpine bringing home a massive haul of points there with James Petty taking 10th. Although, does he take 10th? Because Toppy being 11th is an interesting thing where he's DNF, interestingly, and therefore comes out a lap behind everyone else who's on the lead lap because of the 3-second penalty. So I'm not sure how that works, and I wonder if that'll be if he gets P4 back, unless it was a genuine mistake that I didn't see, but it looked like he crossed the line fine.
Yeah.
Either way, Ben Jackson comes home for another P2 this season. That's 3 in a row for him. Matt takes 3rd. And it's another cracking race. And probably another crackling stream.